Yeah, I got money on my phone and money on me. I got all these hoes, but still lonely. They been blowing on that strong, but still so weak. I've been higher than a drone, but still low-key. We been sitting on the floor, they in the nosebleeds. Lately I've been in control, they can't control me. Yeah, they about to get exposed for being so cheap. I've been sticking to the code and I ain't gon' cheat. Yo, grew my hair and took the grill out. Think it's time to put it back in. Trying to get into that big house, turn the crib into the mansion. Needed something with that big bounce. You know I had to hit Jackson. Aaron Rodgers with the quick routes. I'm with the gang, we packing. We on the field at Lambo. Might peel in a Lambo. Running drills in my camo. They know what the M stand for. Still got fam in Hawaii, yeah. Couple fans in the lobby, yeah. Couple grand in my pocket, yeah. Couple grams of wasabi, yeah. Eye it up, no glasses. Light it up, no matches. Wife it up, no ratchets. Might turn my wife to an actress. And we gon' make a movie, no Kim K. Give a fuck about what your friends say. I got money on my phone and money on me. I got all these hoes, but still lonely. They been blowing on that strong, but still so weak. I've been higher than a drone, but still low-key. We been sitting on the floor, they in the nosebleeds. Lately I've been in control, they can't control me. Yeah, they about to get exposed for being so cheap. I've been sticking to the code and I ain't gon' cheat.
I'm just sticking to the code, I keep it so G. She asked me what I smoke, I'm smoking OG. I don't fool with too many, only catch me 4 deep. Gotta stay away from snakes, swear these people so creep. I've been grinding for a minute, many labels so sleep. These rappers drop a song, be hot for about a week. I put Gucci on my toes, I keep some cold feet. I ain't paying for no hoes, you niggas know me. I'm about to body the beat. I keep me a hottie with me. She wanna for a fee. Give me that for free. Keep me some money on me. Smoking the gas, keep. You with me, sheesh. Bonito, cheap, keep.
I got money on my phone and money on me. I got all these hoes, but still lonely. They been blowing on that strong, but still so weak. I've been higher than a drone, but still low-key. We been sitting on the floor, they in the nosebleeds. Lately I've been in control, they can't control me. Yeah, they about to get exposed for being so cheap. I've been sticking to the code and I ain't gon' cheat.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I blow soon, soon. Knew as a child back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my broom. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. I'm in a whip, so I gotta zoom. They tryna talk, they not in the room. I been so real, I'm dead to the tomb. They in the way, they gotta move. I got a gas, they running on fumes. Told them way back, it's something new. It's me and damn, you gotta choose. I'm taking what's mine, I'm doing fine. Don't see the vision, they looking so blind. I hit my lower, I don't got the time. Crossing my T's and he dotting those eyes. Don't take offense if I do not oblige. I can't belabor like none of these guys. They hit me once and I'm cutting the ties. I was so low, but I'm back on the rise, it's real. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I blow soon, soon. Knew as a child back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my broom, vroom. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. I'm hopping now I gotta go. I'm looking back, they not even close. I had a 4, now I need a ghost. I got a wave like I'm on the coast. Same ones are doubting, I dare the show. So way that I'm ballin', they think I'm a pro. I'm getting sick by the money I gross. They saying whoa, I told them all what this is. I told them all I don't miss. Said it's my time, look at this shit on my wrist. And when they shootin' this brace, I'm going in a new gear, gotta shift. I cannot stick to the script, I cannot wait. Watch how I get it and flip. It's just how I'm doing this shit and I'm gone. Just how I'm doing this shit and I'm gone. Ayy, just how I'm doing this shit and I'm gone.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Mafia, Bitcoin bing-bonging around between the doorway to higher prices and the doorway to lower prices. Which one is going to break? Are we getting that push up to 115 to 117K? Or are we looking for that bigger drop down to $102,000? Well, I'm going to break down all the key levels that you got to be keeping an eye on in order to call for these prices to come in. We'll take a look at money flow. We'll take a look at market cipher B. We'll take a look at the altcoins. It's going to be a great stream. Thank you guys for tuning in on this beautiful Friday evening. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. I did not live stream last night, guys. I got Mrs. Candles a tickets to a comedy show to go see Chris DiStefano. Pretty funny show, guys. He literally picked on a guy sitting right next to me and called him a Bitcoin nerd, which is hilarious, because little did he know, the biggest Bitcoin nerd is right here. And he missed me by like one person. It was actually a couple people, but it is actually funny. It was roasting some guy for liking Bitcoin the entire show, and I was just like, man, this guy has no idea how close he was to being accurate. But anyway, shout out to the Mafia. Thank you guys for tuning in. What is going on? Again, sorry for the no live stream last night, but Mrs. Candle's birthday is very important, guys. But I'm going to cover everything we looked at yesterday and kind of what I'm going to be expecting here over the weekend. Are we going up? Are we going down? I'll try to break it down and give you guys a clear view on what we're expecting. Next here, we got Infinite Team TA with the Super Chats. Hey, shout out to Infinite Team. Thank you so much for the Super Chats, bro. He said, taking pole position. Cheers, Frankie. Bing bong. Shout out to Infinite Team. Also saying smash that like button, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button if you appreciate all the free content, market updates, all the good stuff we give away here on the YouTube channel. Go ahead and smash that like button. We're going for 2.6 million likes on tonight's live stream, and we will be doing a giveaway at the end of the stream as well. So run up those likes, guys. We got Hamza in the chat. What is going on? It said, wait, Mrs. Candle's birthday is the day after mine. LFG. I'm on the 22nd. Shout out to Hamza. Actually, your birthday was a little while ago, but the tickets to the comedy show were yesterday. Let's see. We got Rudy in the chat. Are there two Rudys in the chat? Two Rudies in the chat. Shout out to both Rudies. Welcome in. We got Cypher in the chat. What is going on? Shouting out Frenchie or French Toaster. Shout out to French Toaster. We got Amina in the chat. Theo Rodriguez. What is going on? We got Contrary Trader or New Earth Guardian. What is going on? Said he was really talking about you, Frankie. Yeah, shout out to the Contrary Trader. Yeah, it was hilarious, guys. Like it's so funny. Every time someone brings up Bitcoin outside of like people I know, I'm like, oh my god, they must be talking about me. And this guy got cooked. I dodged a bullet. Little did he know, this guy wasn't even in Bitcoin. He would have asked me. He asked the guy what he did for a living. He said he was in finance, and he goes, oh yeah, you look like a Bitcoin nerd. And he would ask me what I do for a living. Good lord, I would have gotten cooked, guys. Anyway, shout out to Chris Stefano. But guys, without further ado, we got a lot to look at here on the charts. We got Crypto Billy in the chat, Jesse in the chat. What is going on? Thank you guys for being here. Show the mods some love in the chat. I think we have Darren Does Things, Rob the Crypto Snob. You guys know who the mods are. Show them some love in the chat. And without further ado, let's go ahead. Shout out to Satoshi Chronicles and jump on into the charts. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so here we are. Bitcoin absolutely bonging around in this mega medical moment, this mega critical area, guys. We are between the two biggest profiles on the chart. And, of course, we don't have to look at this entire profile just yet. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll actually pull up this profile because I think it is a little bit easier to look at it through this lens. And I'm going to have to pull this profile. Actually, it's right here. So I'm actually going to pull off the zones here. Hide this. Hide the blue box, and I'll just keep up this value area low. Bada boom, bada bing, right? So, obviously we have the major volume profile or the main volume profile here, which is obviously very important, guys, because as long as we remain above this $108,000 level, I know I've said it 100 times on every live stream, but we just keep coming and playing with this level, guys. We are now continuing to hold the value area high at $108,000, guys. This is still the biggest level on the chart, in my opinion, and I will talk about some of the lower levels in case we do break down. But this is still the biggest level to remain on top of, guys. And even if we did come back down and dig a little deeper in here, we have one more level to hold us up. I'll go over this in great detail. But once we lose this 786, guys, I am going to be looking a little bit lower on Bitcoin. But as of right now, what can we say? We're above $108,000, so the doorway to get back inside our upper profile is open here, and we actually do have some interesting things coming up on Market Cypher B. And before I go a little deeper into this, I do just want to point out that money flow here, guys, as far as, money flow being a bit choppy, it has been pretty choppy lately. A couple of the Market Cypher B 116 strategies have just chopped out. We had our money flow coming up here as we approached our key doorway to higher prices. I'm actually going to rename this value area low, or not rename it, but I will just add here that it is our doorway to higher prices. And the doorway into this, right, remains open as long as we can stay above here. And again, this value area high is simply going to be the doorway to lower prices, right? When we look at the value here, doorway to lower prices, and it is a little bit more specific than just that value area low. Of course, the key level is the technical level is $105,700 here at that 786. That is literally the level that we don't want to lose. But in general, it's value area high versus value area low. The two scenarios here, guys, is if we can continue up, and I'll show you the Market Cypher B signals. Although more often than not, they are right here, guys. We do kind of have to put like a little bit of a muted. I am personally going to put a little bit of a muted expectation on these. I am still going to look at them for the bias, but how am I going to handle this? I just won't be super surprised if it fakes out. But at the end of the day, our 4-hour money flow is finally coming back into the green here, guys. We got very, very close to getting that money flow crossover as we were approaching that doorway to higher prices. And this honestly looked very good, guys. You can't really hide from the fact that this actually looked pretty decent here. Even if I come back into bar replay mode, right, as we were looking at money flow, attempting to come up with this green dot printing, well, our bias here was a higher low coming in on the value area high and our local Fibonacci retracement levels for a higher low and a higher high to, of course, look for that green money flow crossover to indicate that we will see that continuation to the upside. Now, this was like half right, half wrong, right? We did get the higher low, which was correct, and we did get the higher high, which was correct. And then this looked really good right here, guys. I'm not going to lie, right? Like money flow coming back up, green dot prints. At this point, that key level we were looking at was that $112,000 value area low. If you were able to hold on top of here or even push to the downside a little bit into some Fibonacci levels and reclaim, right? That money flow was indicating you could see that trend continue to the upside. It did indicate this, right? But we kind of just saw this this whole move, right? Just got totally eaten back up and we got that bigger drop to the downside. And of course, right, the next day we look at money flow and money flow just comes right back out as we bled out a little bit more. But now you can see here we are still holding on top of that key level of support. And now we do have money flow finally attempting to cross over into the green here. And if we could keep this going over the weekend, guys, this I would have to just, if I'm taking information from Market Cypher B here, money flow is crossing into the green. We could potentially continue to see the continuation to the upside. If we flip this value area low, this is still the biggest level on the chart to indicate that we could get a push into some of these bigger levels of resistance, which of course are sitting at the biggest level is sitting at the point of control of the range. I will hide this local level because we've already, just to give some context here, we got the drop down. We have the first Fibonacci golden pocket 786. This is what we wound up rejecting when we couldn't get accepted into the profile. So not really a surprise there that we got the rejection, but these levels are now tapped. So actually, I will take these off the chart. Actually, I'll just hide them. because we've kind of already gotten what we wanted to see off that resistance. So we take it off the chart. Where is that next big key level? Well, I'm going to say it's up here at that point of control, sitting between, of course, 117 to 118,300. This is obviously the next target. Once we get into this profile, it could open the door. Now we're going to have this anchored VWAP to battle a little bit, but if we can get above that, we can look to cook up towards this point of control. We have one other local level of resistance, which is the daily horizontal, sitting at about $105,211. Now, we don't really have a lot of confluence here, guys. It is resistance, right? You have the anchored VWAP sitting by itself here, which maybe, depending on, when we get back up here, if we hang out down here a little longer, maybe that anchored VWAP becomes confluent with the value area low. But this is the big level, right? Value area low, 112K. Same situation here. We just got that kind of weird drop to the downside. But with money flow coming up, the hope here is to flip that value area low, get above that anchored VWAP. And the reason I like this level a little bit better as the key resistance is because this daily is kind of all by itself, right? There's no confluence here. Up here, we have the golden pocket. We have the POC of the range. We have the 786 of the local Fibonacci retracement. And I do believe, did we not have anything else up there? I thought we had something else up there. Is it a weekly? No. Monthly? No. I guess we don't. I thought we had more up in here. But yeah, you have golden pocket, 786 POC versus just one lonesome daily here. So, it's his resistance. You got to have it on the chart. It's just a daily horizontal. But I do like this as the bigger target, right? The POC is the kind of the magnetic level. Once you get back inside the profile, you're looking to get sucked up. Maybe you get a little rejection here, but the hope here would be that you could stay inside the profile and push up towards that next big target here, towards the macro golden pocket POC 786. So that's the hope, guys. That's the hope. Now, once we get up here, guys, I will be looking for short positions. I know nobody wants to hear it. Don't look for shorts, bro. Send this thing back to the upside. But of course, as always, right, we're going to be looking for those shorts here. And the reason I actually am looking for the shorts there is simply because it is obviously going to be our golden pocket 786 of this entire move from the high to the low, right? If we're going to continue here, right, we got the big liquidation wick. If we're going to see some kind of a relief rally come in, this is the biggest level to look at, again, with all the confluence there. And technically, it does run up into the 786, which we've looked at forever at $121,000. But more of the confluence is up here or down here, in my opinion, right? So if we do get up to that POC, I would like to see us push up into that. And if I will be looking for rejections, of course, right? We will be looking for those short positions, very similar to how we look for the short here. You have the POC. You have the golden pocket retracement, literally almost the exact same kind of situation. Golden pocket, POC, right? There's your confluence. And the thought process here was potential high, low, lower high for a potential lower low to come in. We did not get that lower high, but it still wound up being a beautiful short position to take for an absolute beautiful dump to the downside of about 8%. Made a bunch of money on that drop down. And this is just a very, very similar context. So if we can get above that level, I am starting to say to myself, well, hey, obviously, the next target to the upside is going to be that 786, which is technically that last level that, if broken, would potentially send us into new all-time highs, right? Get up here, maybe you get the rejection, but if we can get above that, right, it starts to look a little bit better for all-time highs. Now, obviously, we're going to have to identify what money flow and stuff looks like when we get up here. Maybe it looks like trash. Maybe it looks really good. There's no way for me to really tell. Let me go ahead and make that smaller. I don't know why this is so big. But once we get above that, right, you get above the PLC, you can at least look for that move into the value area high. And then at that point, right, you're kind of tapping on the doorway to new all-time highs, right? If you can get above here, of course, we do have also short setups we'll be looking at over here. But if it looks good, right, depending on what the information looks like as we tap into those key levels, we get above that 786. The idea of that lower high is getting invalidated, and we will look for that push into potentially new all-time highs. So I still say, like, the real line in the sand for all-time highs is going to be $121,000. But I will say I'm going to start feeling a little bit better once we get above this POC. Because, again, all that confluence, right? We get above there. It's like, well, hey, now let's see if we can get above that last level. It starts to look a little bit better. But, again, as always with the volume profiles, anytime we deviate above those highs, we are cautious of potential deviations above, bearish confirmations, accepted back in, push back to the downside. I don't know exactly what the structure will look like, but that's the context, right? So doorway to higher prices, 111,833, 112K is kind of the psychological level. And then the doorway to lower prices is going to be sitting down here at $108,000, but more specifically, guys, it is going to be this untapped 786 Fibonacci retracement, pulled from the low to the high. We come down, we put in a higher low on our golden pocket. Hopefully this is low, high, higher, low. Come in, higher high into that POC. That would be absolutely beautiful to see. Of course, with that 4-hour money flow crossing into the green. 4-hour green dot now printing. We just saw that pop up. Let's check that 15-minute. Yeah, 15-minute kind of just chilling there. No real significant confluence. But 4-hour money flow coming up, which, could look good, right? And then we also have our 16-hour money flow attempting to crack back into the green here. We have our 12-hour money flow trying to crack back into the green here. Now, again, money flow has been a bit choppy lately, so this is at face value, somewhat nice, right? Like, we want to see that for a longer-term continuation up. But then you come on over to the daily, and it's like your daily money flow is trying to come back up. Your 2-day money flow is still kind of flat/trending down. We did get that green dot printing here on the 2-day. 3-day green dot looking to print. So I will say, guys, here, the higher time frames up here on Market Cipher B, money flow still coming out. Green dots looking to print. Sure, those green dots can give you a push up, but we really got to keep an eye on this money flow. We really still need money flow to fake out in a very big way here. But I will say 12, 16-hour, and the daily have money flow attempting to come back up, but we're just hoping that it's not some kind of like wish-washy back in the green, back in the red situation. Now, if this was some kind of a clean red wave where we crossed over, hung out down here in a nice nice red wave, and then we're starting to see money flow cross green, that would look really good to me. But this choppiness is just making it very hard to read. So kind of a difficult situation there. But, I will say 12, 16, and the daily are trying to come back into the green. You also have the 4-hour back in the green. So that's your argument for the continuation higher. You still got to get above all the resistance, and then hopefully we can get above that anchored VWAP and start pushing up towards that daily and point of control. If we come back down, 786 coming in at $105,715, or about $105,750. This is untapped, low, high, higher, low. Hopefully the higher high comes in here, but if we come down, you still have that 786. That gives you an opportunity for a bounce. Once we lose that 786, guys, you know where we're going, right? Or where I'll be looking personally. It's going to be down towards that $102,000 area to fill the wick in full, where we also have 2 daily MPOCs, a weekly MPOC, a daily horizontal, and our 50-week moving average, which is, of course, a major, major level that we do not want to close weekly candles below. You can see that 50-week moving average sitting right in there. So, again, if we get accepted back into this profile and lose that 786, the loss of this 786 would make me think we are going to get that continuation down, and then that is that next big key level of support. Nothing really new here. We've been looking at this for quite some time, but just to kind of reiterate there, this does sit between about 102,436 and 100,880. Massive level of support here, guys. This is, in my opinion, going to be like probably the last level that we can bounce off of before we start looking for much lower prices, because once we lose that, you're below the 50-week moving average, which historically has, with multiple weekly candle closes below that 50-week moving average, does typically indicate that we are going into the bear market. We can actually look at this in hindsight. And you can see here that almost every single time, we don't have to pull this up on the Bitstamp chart. Let me come back off of, right, you lose it, multiple weekly candle closures, bearish retest, bear market, and bring it back to 2017, right? You tap it, you lose it, multiple weekly candle closures, bearish retest, bear market. Same thing here, right? You come down, you hold it, one last retracement, multiple weekly candle closures, bear market. So, when I say this is a huge key level of support, I'm not saying that for no reason, guys. It is absolutely critical. And if we do have to lose it, we're hoping that you lose it very momentarily, right? You're hoping that you can lose it very momentarily for a bigger and fast reclaim, right? If we did get the move back down there, right, you're hoping for like a quick drop and then a quick reclaim. Definitely do not want to see those weekly candle closures below, because at that point, we're looking down towards the POC at 96.7, all the way down to the value area low at $90,000. And the problem with that is, of course, if we get that drop, right, we lose this, those retracements on high time frame money flow coming out, what are we doing there? We are bearishly retesting the 50-week, which is historically not a good sign after multiple weekly candle closures. And we are definitely going to be in the danger zone there, personally, in my opinion. So hopefully we don't have to deal with it, but it is down there. So I would be okay with coming down and testing that 786, but if we do not hold it, guys, big moment for Bitcoin there. So there you go. So we'll see what happens here, guys. To be quite honest, absolutely trash week of price action here. Just totally wonky moves. Only trades I'm still holding are my short positions from the top, and I am holding a long position on a personal account from like right down at the value area high, right? And just in general, right, that value area high is just generally a key level, right? You do not want to get stuck underneath there for the continuation up. So I'm going to come into chat here real quick, see what you guys are thinking. Let me know. Are we pumping? Are we dumping? Are we going to 115 over the weekend? Are we dumping down to 102K? Somebody let me know. Somebody tell me what to do. Somebody tell me where I'm looking for the longs. But let's see. 150K, please. Shout out to Fun Days. 150K by next Thursday at 4 p.m. Take that to the bank, guys. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. If you're new here, that was a total joke. All right, let's see. Yeah, stocks are at all-time high already, and Bitcoin front runs the stock market. Shout out to Amir. Yeah, we could take a look here at the SPY. Yeah, guys, like bullish stock market typically is a good sign for Bitcoin, obviously, and we talked about that with the. I'm not going to go over the super long term today. Looking at the cycles, as we all know, from a cycle perspective, we are getting to what we think would be around the end of the cycle here. Tops have all traditionally come in Q4, Q4 top, Q4 top. Q4 top, right? The good news here is this mark here, right? This October 20th was essentially the length of the previous cycle, right? Which we are now beyond. That doesn't mean that the top has to be in right now. Now, it also doesn't mean that it can't not be in. But we do still have a few months left. So, in my opinion, I wouldn't say it's all lost here just yet. Obviously, we have all the massive bearish divergences, etc., and we do have to be careful of just like macro retracements for lower highs and lower lows, right? It's definitely something we do have to be aware of. We just covered all those key levels that I'll be looking at, specifically giving the exact levels. But, we do still have a few months left here, right? So Q4, it ain't over till the fat quarter ends, right? So, we do sell, I would hope that if we are going to see new all-time highs, we start getting moving very quickly. What I do not want to see is start to see this leak into 2026 without a new all-time high. Does that mean the bear market is here? Well, it historically would start to really look like that. But again, money printing, if they start printing money and the stock market melts up, I am always in the camp that Bitcoin is going to follow the traditional markets. If the stock market melts up with money printing, well, guess what? I'm not just going to stick to the 4-year cycle in that case. I would look at that as a valid reason to look for Bitcoin to melt up as well. The only kind of thing that stinks about that is you're now breaking the 4-year cycle, which makes things a little bit more difficult to predict moving forward. But again, we'll cross that bridge if and when we have to get there. Excuse me. But we do still have a little bit of time left in Q4. So hopefully we can see the final push up. And, the overall thought process here for me personally, guys, has been, just over the long term, right? Looking at like the macro situation for Bitcoin is, we had the initial breakout of this range. It's okay to retest these highs for new all-time highs, and we've already seen that come in. Hopefully that was not the last all-time high. That would be super depressing. But it's like, it's not over yet, right? We still have some time left in Q4. We're still above this key level, and technically, if we stay above 108K, the doorway to new all-time highs, as I've said every single live stream recently, ever since getting this breakout, is like as long as you can hold above this, doorways to new all-time highs are still open. But when you start seeing the weekly bearish divergences, the monthly bearish divergences, the 2-week bearish divergences, all that stuff, right? Like we can't just ignore that on top of the fact of where we are in the cycle. Well, we'll keep covering this as price action develops. But yeah, hopefully we can just stay above this $108,000 level. As long as we're above there, get back into the profile, get above those Fibonacci retracements. Hopefully, there's still a little bit of time here to see that last parabolic run, and that would be kind of right on time. Although we are going past where we were in the last cycle, it would still kind of be right on time for a Q4 top to come in. If it has to come in a little later than we expected, right? You still have a little bit of time there, and then hopefully we can bring in the masses, get the altcoins to go. Again, very speculative, but doorway still is still open, right? It's not until we start breaking down below that $102,000 level, below that 50-week moving average, and we start moving into like end of 2025, early 2026. It's like it's starting to look like based off the 4-year cycle, you would expect 2026 to be the start of a bear market year. So, again, if anything changes, I'll keep you guys updated. But yeah, let's jump back in the chat here. Crypto Billy in the chat. What is going on, Billy? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. One of the goats out there. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Shout out to Give Tyler Turner Ray says new all-time high sounds real good right about now. Yeah, shout out to I agree, bro. That would be very nice. I am always rooting for price to go up, guys, and I know I've covered the bear case a bunch of times, right? All the similarities between what we've seen here in 2021. We've covered some of the bullish cases as well. Pi cycle top indicator, MVRVZ score. A lot of these have not fired yet. I don't think that necessarily means we have to see them fire, but it is technically a point for the bulls. I would say if we're going to see that stuff fire, if we're going to see that last top, I would really like to see it before 2026, in my own personal opinion. Shout out to Alan says, this cycle is an absolute ball crusher. It's the ultimate edge. Yeah, shout out to I could not agree with you more, bro. It's been pretty decent for Bitcoin, right? It's just like the altcoins are just kind of really stepping on things here. That's really where most of the pain is. That's where a lot of the pain is coming. I am net neutral in the range. I have no liquidation price across cross margin. Shout out to Contrary. Yeah, I mean, listen, guys, if I could call a more direct, clear direction here, I totally would. It's just I kind of feel the same here, right? Like these ranges, I just don't know how it's going to play out, right? But again, the volume profile is giving you a beautiful roadmap into what you would pretty much expect. Excuse me. All right, like get back in here. We can look for the volume profile rotation. Again, being careful around that POC golden pocket. And then, of course, drop down. It's like, I mean, definitely a critical zone. It's like doorway to higher prices, doorway to lower prices. Break in here, awesome. Break down here, not so much, right? Really got to bounce off that $102,000 level. And if we have to sweep down there, of course, we have this big wick, right? If you have to come down here and sweep it, we just want it to be very quick, right? We do not want to, again, the big thing to look for here is multiple weekly candle closures. Almost the exact same thing we looked at here, right? I covered this a lot. I hope it's not super repetitive for you guys, but I think it's important because, stuff is all fractal, right? When you see this stuff play out, it's like, the same way it plays out here is like very similar to how it could play out on that 50-week moving average. But what do we look for here? Well, number one, we were looking for all-time highs. We longed this sucker into new all-time highs. However, when we got up here and saw that fake out, we were very cautious, right? This 786 is always the doorway to higher prices because if you're looking for highs, lows, lower highs, and if you're high, low, lower, low, right? Well, that golden pocket 786 is the area to look at. But you can see here on a lower time frame like the 8-hour, you could break it, come back down. You could hang out up here a little bit. But what happens right here? You actually get that weekly candle closure below the 786, which gives you that technical lower high for the break of structure to the downside. And that's how we were able to short it from the top to the low because we took the short, right? And then once we close that weekly candle, we're saying, well, hey, this could be a lower high to break the low, right? And we did see that come in. It's going to be very similar here on that 50-week moving average, right? Like I would be okay, right, with slight pushes down here and then recoveries, right? But if we get into that 50-week moving average and we close the weekly candles down here, yikes, right? It's the high time frame candle closure is going to be very important down there. So there you go. Shout out to Zack Attack. Welcome in, bro. He says, hi, everyone. Shout out to Zack Attack. Welcome in. Welcome to the Frankie Candles live stream. Shout out to Megan, said he must have got liquidated. He seems mad at BTC. Shout out to Megan. I don't think you're talking about me. BlackRock is not letting retail afford one Bitcoin, just saying. Yeah, shout out to Megan. Megan Fortnite Pyres. Shout out to Megan. Could be the case. Could be the case. But yeah, we will take... Fake Law said, dude came in late. Who are you guys talking about? Shout out to Bilal. Said, Frankie, do you have setups every day in your Discord? Thinking of joining the membership. Shout out to Bilal. Yeah, there's not a new setup every single day. I mean, oftentimes there are scalps every day. But we typically have like main trades, and then I have, if I'm on the charts scalping and I find a good scalp setup, we'll put it in. There's nothing saying that like there's guaranteed a new setup every single day. Sometimes we have those key levels and setups. And if Bitcoin is, say we're looking for a short up here, a long down here. Come on, I hear Mrs. Candles. Come on, no, don't run away. If we're, we might have a setup up here, maybe a setup down here, maybe a setup down here. And, if you chop around and there's no bigger setup to be had, we just wait for those key levels to get hit. So I wouldn't say it's guaranteed new setup every single day. It is also not a signals group, guys. We have the preset setups on the chart before we get there. And then I talk about the confirmations that I want to see to actually enter the trade, right? But shout out to Mrs. Candles. Come on in here, Mrs. Candles. Let's see that dang hand. Can you grab the other Mrs. Candles real quick? Come on, Mrs. Candles. Give me your hand. We need another Mrs. Candles hand in here. Oh. All right, guys, Mrs. Candles is somewhat still alive here. She's been inflating slightly. This could... Whoa, Mrs. Candles. Whoa. Showing shoulder there, Mrs. Candles. But she's back inflated, guys. Hopefully this can help Bitcoin pump back to the upside. I love you, Mrs. Candles. Anyway, let's continue on here. Shout out to Infinite Team, TA, dropping the Mrs. Candles hands in the chat. Mrs. Candles hands in the chat. If you got a membership, drop that emoji in the chat. It'll help pump Bitcoin to higher prices. But yeah, shout out to, was it Bilal? Yeah, so it's not like guaranteed every, I mean, I could, let me pull up my face cam here because I don't want to leak anything super secret. I think it's pulled up on the main screen here. But yeah, let me pull up a, yeah, I don't want to like leak all the setups. That won't be fair for the people who pay. But here we are, right? So I could probably show this one. This one's kind of come and gone. But like this is what we're looking for, right? It's like I have the setup there. I talk and I obviously write a whole post talking about what I'm looking for, the actual confirmations that I would like to see, and then that way the Mafia is ready to come into the key level. Trading is a game of trapping, not a game of hunting, right? So you have your trap set there. We have the actual confirmations that we're looking for, and that is typically where we're looking to take the trade. But again, it's not necessarily they're going to be new setups every day, because sometimes if we bing bong around and we don't hit one of the key levels, well, there's no trade to take, right? So there you go. And again, not a buy and sell situation. Sometimes if I'm on the chart, when I enter, I try to do the best I can if I do enter a trade to be like, hey guys, I did take the trade. But that's not like a promise or a guarantee or anything like that. I do not run this like a signals group. I will not tell you when to buy and sell. I'm not a financial advisor. I legally can't do that. I can only share with you guys my trading plans and what I'm doing personally. But if you want to learn how to trade and really take your trading to the next level, this is definitely probably the most valuable Discord you could be in as far as learning how to be an actual self-sustainable trader. But anyway, show us the ring, Mrs. Candles. Oh my God, I just dropped all my money on the floor, guys. I'm going to have to pick that up. But anyway, let's continue on here. And if you guys are looking for a place to check it out, right, if you guys want like a little free trial of the premium Discord, we do have the dining room in here. If you guys come into the free Discord, go to the dining room, and you do use one of our affiliate exchanges here, and you use our link to sign up, you will get access to this. And then inside of this, we do share usually one post a week, right? So you're not getting the TA every day. I am in there 5 days a week. Sometimes I post on the weekends as well. But you will get some of these, you'll get one post a week of maybe some of the setups. Sometimes it's just general TA, but a lot of times it is the setups. And it's free, right? If you're going to sign up for an exchange anyway, you can get in here for free. And we also do have a bunch of exchange deals going on Blowfin and WeX, so check those in the description down below if you guys are looking for some bonus funds to open up a new account. Shout out to Kalia, said, if you're in the premium Discord, you can worry less about the TA and focus on the risk management. It's like playing Super Mario, but you already have the mushroom. Yo, shout out to Kalia. That's a good way to explain it. Let's see. Shout out to It's Happening. Funny, it's a blow up doll. It's not a blow up. That's a real person, guys. That's real flesh right there. All right. And we also do have Darren in there as an additional coach. He has his own channel in the Discord as well. If you guys see him in there, he's in there like 6, 7 days a week. Sometimes I don't have a life. Shout out to Darren. Let's go. Loving tonight's stream. Shout out to Knight. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here. Okay, so guys, this is pretty much what I'm looking at. If you just tuned in, just scrub back to the beginning of the stream to get my thoughts. Biggest key levels, 786. We come back down. You got to hold that 786 at $105,750. You lose that, I'm going to be looking down closer to 102K. If we can get back above this value area low, I do have some kind of trust issues here with this volume profile at this point, right? Back in, back out, back in, back out. But again, if money flow continues up as we flip that level to support, that is your doorway to higher prices, 112K. And then technically the real doorway to lower prices here, $108,000 value area high, always going to be the key target. But that 786 is the invalidation of getting the continuation up, and that's where I'll be looking down to 102K. So we'll see what happens. And we will take a look at dominance. We'll take a look at some of the altcoins as well. I'm actually just going to jump right in here to Ethereum. Ethereum also holding key support here, currently holding on top of this golden pocket. We got the push from the low to the high, back to the golden pocket, right? You have a high, a low, a higher low, a low, a high, a higher low. Would have liked to see the higher high come in on that first tap. We're tapping this again. I'm not saying you can't come up from here. I just tend to not like when these golden pockets are tapped more than once. Typically, if you're looking for a low, a high, a higher low, and a higher high, I like to see it on that first tap. But we have now tapped it for a second time. So it's like, if it breaks, you just do still have the 786 underneath you. Similar to Bitcoin, sitting at 3620. If we can't hold that, I'm looking back down to the value area high. Key anchored VWAP confluence here at about 3530. Once we start breaking back down into that range, very similar to Bitcoin, right? It's like we're just in between the doorway to higher prices and the doorway to lower prices. If we can get back into this profile, flip that POC at about 4,300, we can look for that continuation up to the value area high. We also have this 786 sitting here, which is absolutely key to get above as well. But we'll start talking about that once we can actually get in and play around in this range. And then if you get the drop down, it's like, cool. Hopefully we can hold support. even if you have to wick down to the value area high. But once you get stuck in there, I'm probably looking for a bigger drop to the downside, targeting the golden pocket at around $3,200 to $3,100. So we'll see what the weekend gives us here, guys. Money flow on Ethereum, pretty choppy here on the 4 hour. We're back in the green. Again, it's like typically I could be very confident on these calls on money flow, but it's just been mad choppy. Mad choppy. Not loving it. Yeah, I guess your 5 hour, it's like back in the green, back in the red. Daily money flow is nothing really to take home there. I would have to take this as it's in the red. So again, still very careful of these lackluster retracements for lower highs and lower lows until proven otherwise, right? Hopefully we get the fake out on all the money flow. I pray. Let's see. Who would have thought Frankie would have would a volume profile would cause Frankie PTSD? Shout out to Darren Does Things. Yeah, it's like, and just from a basic structure perspective here, guys, it is if you just look at this on a clean chart, I'll just pull up a different ETH chart here. Right? Like, what do we have here? We have a put up on like the 4 hour, right? It's like, if you're just looking at this from a simple standpoint, here's your volume profile. Usually they pop up when you draw them. Can't make it up. Well, we'll just mark this out, right? Like, there's your range, right? Your value area low is probably somewhere around here. When you break out of this, right, you get support, or no support. But what happens to all this support, guys? This support is key resistance on the way back up, right? So if you get those retracements, you just have to be careful. This is resistance until proven otherwise. And then, of course, you can always look at the full Fibonacci Golden Pocket 786, right? We've already gotten the drop down, the retracement. Where do we get the rejection from? Right from that Golden Pocket. So, you have all the structural resistance. I mean, it would just be really cool if I could just pull this and it would work. Bueller? Trading View? Hello? All right. Well, anyway, it's obviously going to be resistance until proven otherwise, right? And, of course, with our money flow technically coming into the red here, of course, we could see this fake out. I hope it does. But until we see that, you do have to be careful of lower highs and lower lows. So we'll see what happens. We're still above the macro value area high, which is a good sign. So, I know we have a lot of levels here, but at the end of the day, it's just like, here's your support, right? Just from a very basic stance, right? That's going to be resistance on the way up. Once you flip it back to support, well, hey, maybe we can get back up to the profile, start breaking out of the volume profile, and then we can start talking about all-time highs. But we're just not there yet. This could very easily be a retracement. And again, the doorway to invalidate that is 44.78 at the 786. Frankie got hacked. Shout out to Rudy. Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. It seems to be working okay on this, right? Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's maybe... Yeah, I don't know why that's not working. Shout out to Panda the Prophet. Said, I'm going as a clown for Halloween because my entire future is riding on magic internet money. Shout out to Panda the Prophet. I should do that. I should dress up as a clown on Halloween and go live and get liquidated on purpose. And just be like, look, guys, I don't use risk management. And I'll put the makeup on live as I'm getting wrecked, losing tons of money. Calm Before the Storm. Shout out to Money Flow. I like that name, brother. Yes, Calm Before the Storm could definitely be the case here. I always talk about this when Bitcoin is kind of dead in the water here. It's like it's boring until it's not, right? It's like, hey, Bitcoin's napping in this ugly range, but, typically when she's sleeping, when she wakes up, sometimes she's in a good mood, and she's like, oh, I'm nice and rested. Let me cook to the upside. But sometimes she wakes up and she gets cranky, and that big move is to the downside, right? So, like, it's usually when in these boring sideways times where you kind of have to think, like, maybe there's a big move brewing. So we'll see what happens. All right, so shout out to Darren Does Things. Says, Crypto Night, CandleMafia is not tribal, although we sometimes fling the hashtag not a cult around sometimes. Yeah, hashtag not a cult, guys. We like candles. We're kind of culty, but we're not a cult. We're not a real cult. And if we were, we're more of a mafia. We're like a friendly mafia. Unless you're a bear. I'm just kidding. But anyway, let's continue on here. Pump it. Shout out to Robot. Yeah, shout out to DK Insights at a 0.025 basis point would do jack, my dudes. Yeah, we'll see what happens at FOMC. I'll probably live stream FOMC as well. I mean, maybe we get like some kind of a black swan, a bullish black swan, where they're like, yeah, Powell doesn't talk in reverse riddles, and he's just like, all right, guys, we're just gonna start printing money aggressively. Bing bong, right to the upside. Hopefully that's the case. That's something a cult would say. Hey, Dremer, I disagree. I have to for legal reasons. I'm just kidding. Dominant, shout out to King. Incredible says, have a great weekend. Have a good weekend, King. Be safe, my brother. Hopefully we see you here next week as well. But let's take a quick look at dominance here, guys. And, again, I hate to be repetitive. There's just nothing really to update here. On the daily, we have our money flow continuing to the upside. And, of course, dominance is continuing to the upside. We still have our major key levels of resistance here. Golden Pocket 786, value area low. And then above that, you have the full Golden Pocket 786 in confluence with your POC. With this money flow coming up, we have bullish divergences at the low. We anticipated this to come up. I did not think we were going to get this crazy wick, but we were expecting a continuation up into our next key level, and you can see our candles kind of settled here. But if this money flow continues up, guys, I have to just have the bias of the continuation of the uptrend, potentially pushing us back into this resistance level. And then once we push a little deeper in here, we could talk about a potential rejection. And if we do not look like we're going to get a rejection here, we could even potentially see a bit more pain here, for the altcoins, I guess, and strength on dominance to push into these bigger levels, right? And you can kind of think of this as like a fill the wick situation. But this, even a push up here, guys, would not necessarily invalidate the longer-term downtrend continuing, because when you look at the 2-day, money flow still coming out. You look at the 3-day, money flow still coming out. You look at the 4-day, money flow still trending out here with the red dot looking to print. So I don't know if and when we're going to come all the way up into these big levels, but we just have to wait and see what happens here. I would say the daily money flow is still in the green. So even if you bing bong around, if that money flow stays green, we could have a little bit of time to push up on dominance here. I hope that it just nukes from here. But when money flows in the green, I can't necessarily call for that short term. So there you go. And again, these boxes are sitting between 60.48% and 61.47%. And then the bigger box up here, 62.64 and 64.24. And then once we break above this, guys, like that's just not looking good. So hopefully if we had to come up here, hopefully we just like fill the wick and absolutely start dumping down on dominance. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to Sheesh says, if you were ever bearish on dominance this cycle, you probably didn't make much money. Yeah, I mean, listen, the last time we got a significant drop on dominance, or at least the last time I was looking for a significant drop on dominance, was all the way back here. We were coming into a golden pocket retracement, which is also confluent with the value area low. We had a bunch of setups on altcoins for getting pumps to the upside. We got that to happen. Wasn't that crazy parabolic alt season that you would want, but we did get that push to the upside. And then once we got up here, it was like, dang, this doesn't look as good anymore for the altcoins. Once you flip this to support, you look to come into the POC. And then the last rejection we were looking for was up here towards that 786, looking for the drop to the value area low, and then the continuation down here. So again, that longer-term trend could still continue down, but that doesn't mean you're not going to see a little bit more strength on dominance in the short term. So there you go. That's my thoughts on dominance. Doesn't really change, just still kind of hanging out up here, trending to the upside. Yo, shout out to Saba, said Tao is assaulting me. Let's take a look. Yo, sometimes it do be feeling like that. Shout out to SB Knows. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Said, did you ever wind up buying George's meme coin Clash? I did not. I never bought the. I never bought Clash. Not for any particular reason. I just didn't buy it. But yeah, no, I did not. Simple answer. Shout out to SB Knows. Thank you for the super chat. Hopefully that answers your question. I don't know how it wouldn't answer your question, but there you go. Let's see. All right, so take a look at Tau here. What are we going to look at here? All right, so we're still holding on top of our golden pocket, 786. Look at that tap of the 786 there on Wednesday. Pull on down to a lower time frame here. All right, so, I mean, this is still your key support, right? You have bounced into that 786. You're currently holding it. And when you look at this, you got your low, your high, potential high or low on the Fibonacci retracement. Next target to the upside, if you could hold on top of that 786, would be the value area high / golden pocket retracement, sitting at around 413 to 426. Now, do I love this? I don't know why this keeps happening. No object tree. Shout out to TradingView, which is glitching out here. So I'm going to have to delete this all manually. But if you lose the 786, now here's the thing, guys. You deviate above the high. Sure, you hold the POC, right? And, can you get big bounces from those levels? Sure. This wound up being a lower high before coming back down. Like, the only thing I don't love about this is just the fact that you are approaching, like, this POC potentially from the high of the volume profile. So, again, not that you can't get big bounces from the POC, but, like, within the volume profile, you do look at this as deviation above the high, acceptance back into the range. I mean, you are potentially expecting that POC to come in. But you got to break that 786 first. So this is definitely the level to watch, 367.43. If you can hold this as support, or if you lose this as support, POC underneath you is going to be the next key level, 348.57. And then at that point, it's like, I mean, you don't have a ton of confluence down here. I would be very suspicious of filling the range in full. And again, that is if you lose this. But that is just simply going to be the next key level down below. 348.23 at the point of control, or 348.55. Once you lose the POC, your value area low is sitting down here at 317.34. So we'll see what happens here, right? And if we do get the rip to the upside here, there is still a possibility of putting lower highs in on that golden pocket. So just something to be aware of. I don't really have a strong bias here. Whether this is going to be the big rip up to new all-time highs or like into your next volume profile, or if it's going to be the bigger fill. I'm just kind of neutral here. And I would just say the biggest line in the sand is going to be that 366.786. Lose that. I'm looking to come down here. And then we can identify the situation that we have if we push into that level. As far as a money flow situation goes, 45-minute blood diamond potentially here. Nope. You have one right here, but it's not fresh. Take a look at the daily. Yeah, daily money flow still technically in the green here. VWAP coming up. Take a look at the higher time frames. Yeah, it's just like nothing really to take away. I mean, your 4-day, you could argue this 4-day money flow wave is generally trending to the upside, right? It's choppy, but general trend is to the upside. I wouldn't say this is enough to say you're about to cross into the green, but it's headed in the right direction. Doesn't call for an instant move, though, right? You could still have a lot of chop in there before eventually getting this to continue wiggling up and crossing green. So not really a ton to take away from that. 5-day, 6-day, yeah, higher time frames are a little rough right now. But those are the next key levels. I really wouldn't be, if you really want the doorway to big moves up, it's sitting up here on your macro value area low. 473.97. Flip it to support. That opens the doorway to higher prices. But you're like pretty far away from there, and you do have a lot of resistance on the way. So, not a trade to be taken here, in my opinion. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to DK Insight. Says, more unnecessary time is going to get wasted. If that happens, altcoins will bleed 99% more. Lol. Shout out to DK Insight. Here's the thing. To be quite honest, like, even if Bitcoin pushes to the upside, maybe some of the alts follow, but like they're very likely to just bleed against Bitcoin, right? But we do need Bitcoin to push up for the altcoins, right? Like the thought process there is like if Bitcoin pushes into new all-time highs, right? Like that would be very nice to see. And then eventually we see that all flow back into the altcoins. But like on the way up there, right, like dominance is going to shoot to the upside. So again, it's like you kind of need that to happen, but it's not necessarily the best case for altcoins because if we see that happen, that's probably going to happen on rising Bitcoin dominance, which won't be good for altcoins, right? It doesn't mean they're going to dump. It just means Bitcoin's going to outperform them. But we kind of need that in order to eventually see that liquidity flow into the alts. So shout out to Playboy George, says a storm is coming. Shout out to Playboy. Yeah, all it takes is one bullish tweet or one bearish tweet, guys, to have this move very quickly. But from a chart perspective, lower highs and lower lows are possible. Still got to wait for that invalidation to call for new all-time highs. So we'll see what happens. Wow, shout out to Sheesh. That's really weird. You were probably typing that as I was saying it. But yeah, he pretty much just said what I said. All right, so let's continue on. We took a look at ETH. We took a look at Tau. I'll take a quick look at Solana or Solonzo, as some of you guys like to call it. And, of course, hang on one second here, guys. try to fix this so I can get my actual object tree on the chart here. Okay, that fixed it. Wow, that was convenient. All right, so here we are on Solana with our object tree. Oh, look at that, man. We are holding key support here, guys. Trying to get back out of the volume profile. Just kind of analyzing in my head here. Let's pull up the upper profile. Yeah. All right. So we're bing-bonging around in this lower profile. This value area high, 193.20. Obviously key to get above. This weekly MPOC, I believe, is tapped. I'm going to take this off the chart. Yeah. So, I mean, listen, very clear. This is the level you have to get above. Value area high. Again, you break back down into the range. If you can't get out of this, guys, and you lose this daily, which I believe is also... Yeah, this is also the 786 from the high to the low. So let me actually grab this out of that folder. Right, this 786, if you lose that 786, I am personally going to be looking for the bigger drop down. Right, if we can't break out of this volume profile and start cooking up, and we get stuck under here, lose this 786, I'm looking for, I hate to say it, but probably a bigger drop to the downside. Right, you have this whole wick to potentially fill, and when you look at the volume profile, your POC is sitting all the way down here, and you would just be looking at that as a typical volume profile. You get the drop down, and you can see this, like, you break down, you can't get back out. If you can't break, lose that 786, this is your last opportunity to hold and get the big move up. If you lose this, the next real level to look at, in my opinion, is going to be the weekly naked point of control and the point of control of the range sitting all the way down here at about $144,000 to $141,000. Hopefully we don't have to get that. But that is the case if we lose that 786. I can't guarantee you're going to get all the way down there, but that is the next key level to look at. Right? We have no dailies here. We have no weeklies here. We have no MPOCs here. We have like nothing holding us up here. Just because of that big liquidation wick, unfortunately. So daily money flow is honestly looking pretty gross here. Hopefully, it's a fake out, right? Like, you know, you could pray for the fake out, but generally, I would have to say, sure, you're coming up locally, but over time, this has been trending to the downside. So you don't really want to see that as you're fighting to get out of a range. And if you are going to get out, you got to get out and get that money flow to scam back up very aggressively. So it's like one of those things, right? In order for me to call for a big move up from here, right? Like, what do I want to see? I want to see massive bullish divergences with money flow looking exactly opposite of this, right? I want to see a red wave about to cross into the green. We do not have that. We have a big green wave coming towards that zero line looking to cross over into the red. Doesn't mean you can't bounce. It doesn't mean you can't get the big move, but it's not something I can call based off of the charts. I would literally need Market Cipher B to look like this, right? With a big red wave about to cross into the green. That would look a lot better with daily bullish divergences, etc. But that's just not what we have, right? So I'm not going to say you can't get the bounce, but I just can't call for it from a chart perspective because we just don't have, I don't have something to call for. You have a little daily bull div here, but again, you're hoping that money flow is a fake out, right? You're coming back into the green. Take a look at the 4 hour. Now you look at this, it's looking somewhat similar to Bitcoin. It's just very choppy here, guys. It's just like, that's why I say, like, my bias here is like, it's not that strong, right? It's just like, I'm kind of neutral here. We kind of need a big move to kind of invalidate the neutralness of this. But if you do get that move to the upside, of course, we do have this upper range, right? So I could turn this off and turn on our upper volume profile, right? We're trying to hold on top of here, right? So it's like you're kind of stuck in between these two volume profiles. All right, so let me pull this one up. Right? It's like there's your value area high and your value area low. Right? Value area high. Also, value area high. Also, your value area low. Right? So it's like it's your doorway to high, like you're playing with the doorway to higher prices and the doorway to lower prices. So very difficult call, right? It's like either get in here, scam it to the upside, fake out money flow, or technically the higher probability based off the chart is get stuck under here, get the bigger drop down. But I'm not going to make that as like a strong prediction, right? Like I genuinely am not sure what's going to happen here. I got to be clear, right? I don't have an ego. I don't have to come up here and be like, I'm pretty sure about this, guys. Like if I just think it's choppy, I think it's choppy. And like that's just the way it is sometimes. But if you want the bigger move to the upside, if you look at it from this perspective, it's like, all right, well, you got the fill from the high to the low. broke down out of the range, and now we're just bing-bonging and deviating below this volume profile. We're holding the key support, which is your massive anchored VWAP and your massive 786, right? What happens, right? Even if you just look at it from this context, it's like, well, hey, if we hold this and we break back up into this range, we can look for the bigger retracements, right? Which are going to be this 786 Fibonacci retracement in confluence with the POC at 216.79. So if we do get the move to the upside, we flip the value area low at 192.69 to support. Well, that's where I look for the bigger move up towards that POC. Hopefully not just to do this. Swing, fail it, and then dump out. But we'll cross that bridge if and when we get there. Now, again, even just looking at this context, it's like if this is just resistance and we can't get back above it and we lose this 786, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a bigger drop down, in which case I will just look at the bigger volume profile down below, right? Lose this, headed down to the POC. And you have a few different ranges to look at here, but this is going to be the biggest one that I'll be looking at. So there you go. Very difficult situation, guys. I am just definitely going to be very careful around the retracement levels on these big bounces up, if we do get them, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you get some kind of like relief here after that big liquidation. But we just have to be very careful around those resistance levels for lower highs and lower lows. Good thing is, if we could break above them, well, hey, that could be very bullish. But again, I'll have to see what the charts look like up there. Yo, shout out to DK Insight, said sideways equals the biggest waste of time in the history of mankind. Shout out to DK Insight. Yeah, it's brutal. Like even this, right? It's not even like on Bitcoin, right? Like it's not even that we're in this like beautiful volume profile that's like super easily tradable, right? Now we do have the volume profiles, which of course is holding up, right? Like this is the major range that we've been looking at, right? It's like go from the low, reclaim, POC, value area high, deviate above, right? Well, if we get stuck back in here, maybe we go back down, but like it's not very clean range. Like this is just like back down. Like it looks pretty nice, and then it's like whoa, 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 whoa. It's just like super right? Usually, if you get some like real clean sideways ranges, I actually love that for the trading, right? Because it makes really high probability trading as far as the volume profiles go. But this is just like super wonky. Yeah, shout out to Crypto Knight, said so much manipulation. Got to be quick on the got to be quick TA on the fly. Yeah, 100%. Shout out to Brillo, said, by the way, a bullish black swan is called a white swan. Shout out to Brillo. Well, a white swan would just be a swan, right? We had this conversation one time on the stream. It's like, is a bullish black swan a white swan? And then we thought about it, and we're like, the whole thing about a black swan is an unexpected event, right? So, like, I would say a bullish black swan is actually a black swan. It's just a bullish black swan, because if it's a white swan, it's just a regular swan, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. Shout out to She said, if you were in coins that didn't outperform Bitcoin, you just lost money and made unnecessary risk. Cass has zero narrative. Yeah, and I've talked about that, right? Obviously, I do hold a lot of altcoins, but the way my portfolio is balanced is obviously like way heavier Bitcoin, way heavier like Ethereum, Solana, the big boys. And looking back, right, it's like I'm pretty happy with the way that wound up going, right? Because it's like none of the alts. Like obviously there's outliers. Some alts have done pretty good. Select few. But we just never seen like all the alts run up, right? So it's like Bitcoin's not been that bad, right? It's like a beautiful uptrend long term, right? Just like absolutely textbook uptrend. Hopefully we get this. But it's like, Bitcoin's doing what it's supposed to do. The altcoin's just not following, right? But a money printer could fix all of that, guys. A money printer could fix all of that. Shout out to Zavi, said it's all going to zero. Sell it all, guys. It's all going to zero. It's too dry. Better come back Monday. Yeah, that's the other thing too, guys, right? It's like long, short, or neutral, right? It's like you don't always have to be in a trade. Now, I am holding trades, right? I'm still short from the top, and I do hold one long position from down here. But, if there's no real new position to take, right, I'm just going to hold my positions, wait for one to get stopped out. Maybe the short gets stopped out in profit, long continues to pay out, or I'll just wait for a new setup and come back to the charts fresh on Monday. Charts aren't going anywhere. I was talking to the premium Discord about this earlier today, and Kalia was asking me, how do you, get over like missing trades, right? Like if you miss a trade, how do you control yourself, not chase it? And just like I was telling him, I think it just comes with like your market maturity, right? Like, and I'm not talking about the market maturity. I'm talking about your market maturity, right? Like the longer you're trading, the longer you're in the market, right? It just, you start to like not care about missing moves. And the reason for that is because as a trader, all you need is volatility. All you need is up, down, right? You don't need a certain price. You don't need, like, you could delete the numbers off the scale, and it doesn't matter. All you need are candles moving up, candles moving down. So, like, I was explaining it as, like, a faucet, and this is super abstract, so buckle up. But, like, here's your faucet, right? There's your faucet. The water is coming out, right? Water is coming out all the time. This is the market moving up and down. You have your bucket, right? And you just got to come in. And when you see that the water is at the right temperature that you want it at, you can just stick your bucket in, try to collect some water, and then pull it out. Right? Now, if you pull your bucket in, you collect some water, and you pull it out, a.k.a. take a trade and make some money, and then the water is still flowing, the water is always going to be flowing. Right? So, like, you can't really care about missing moves. It's like, oh, I missed that drop of water. Oh, I missed that drop of water. Oh, I missed that drop of water. But the problem is not every drop of water is the water that you want to put in your bucket. Right? So it's like, the water's never going to turn off. I mean, we don't think, right? Like the market's going to always move up and down. So it's like, okay, like if you dip your bucket into the water and you make some money and you take that bucket out on, say, a Friday and you have some water in your bucket, right? This is going to keep flowing over the weekend. You can't, you're going to drive yourself nuts by and most new traders will do this. You're going to drive yourself nuts being like, oh my God, I missed an opportunity. Oh my God, I missed an opportunity. And it's like, at the end of the day, I think once you've been trading long enough, I think it is like just market maturity. Like, when you trade for a long time, you just understand that, like, it doesn't matter if you miss a move. There's always another opportunity, right? This is why I always bring up when I miss moves, right? I'll bring it up on the live stream, like, oh, I missed my position. Am I going to FOMO in? No. I'm going to wait for a retracement and take a nice trade, right? Take a sound position, a real setup, right? Not just FOMO in at the top. And most recently, I talked about that right here. People were like, well, hey, like, if money flow is coming up on the 4 hour and you're looking for a higher low and a higher high, like, why not just take the long if you think it's going to continue up? Well, it's because just because the market's going to continue up doesn't mean it's not going to correct first, right? And this is exactly what I wanted to see, right? I wanted to see, and I was saying, like, there's no reality that exists where I'm FOMOing in long here, right? Even though I took the long down here and got stopped out, I'm not like, oh my God, I missed it, I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to say, hey, I'm at resistance here. I'm going to wait for a pullback for a sound setup. And we didn't know, and you're not always going to get the pullback, but more often than not, you will get that pullback for the higher low and the higher high, right? So why am I going to enter in here, go into a bunch of drawdown only to take another position to go up? I might as well just wait for the pullback and continue up. But what if it continues up before it pullback? Well, that's just the name of the game sometimes, right? Sometimes it's going to go up without you, and then guess what's going to happen? It's going to pull back, and you're either going to catch the short or you're going to catch the retracement for a long. And you might miss this move, 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 and then you find a trade on this move, right? Maybe you're just not on the charts here, and you come back, you're going to find another setup, right? Like the faucet's always on. Don't chase every drop of water. Don't do that. I promise you it's not a good idea. You're going to chew up your account. Trust me, I've done it 100 times. I'm saying this from experience, not for any other reason. So there you go. Weird analogy. I know that was abstract, guys. Fill the bucket, baby. Fill the bucket. Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for the super chat. Said, I heard, I hear you would like the like button smashed. I would like a free hat. Load in black, khaki coffee. So what's that like worth to you? A like is a valuable thing. Do not say a bag of Ada. Shout out to Crane C. Well, we will be giving away some USDT here at the end of the stream coming up very soon here. So stick around to have the opportunity to win some free money. But yeah, so I don't know. Smash up that like button. And I don't know. Maybe if we get enough likes, maybe we'll just send Creighton C a hat. I don't know. Shout out to Creighton C. But let's see. Shout out to Mist says, so don't chase water. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Yes, do not go chasing waterfalls. Because guess what? That waterfall eventually stops falling and starts rising. Right? So don't chase the waterfall. You want to chase the, I don't know, guys. I'm just making up random analogies here. Don't chase the waterfall. What happens if you chase the waterfall here? Short. Wrecked, right? So you want to chase the geyser. You want to chase the explosion of the water to the upside, and then you want to ride the waterfall, not chase the waterfall. Anyway, I just brought that up because that was like a perfect example, because people were saying, like, if you think it's going to continue up, if money flow is coming green, why wouldn't you long here? I think it's important, right? Well, it's not really a good trade, right? Because if I'm looking along here for higher prices, like, where's my stop loss going to go? It's got to go, like, below this low or maybe even below this low, and it's like, that's not a good risk to reward. So what would I rather do? I would rather wait for a sound setup here at the bottom of the volume profile with a clean invalidation, and then that risk to reward is much better, right? And money flow, especially on the 4-hour, or really any time frame, doesn't indicate money flow crossover, massive pump instantly, right? Or money flow's coming up, massive pump instantly, right? It's indicating the trend will continue. Up, down, up, right? That's the trend. It doesn't call the pullbacks, right? The red dots call that, right? And as we were coming up here and we were printing that red dot, I say to myself, well, hey, I don't want to long here because I don't care if it comes up because I don't care about missing the move. I don't care, right? I just don't. There's going to be another opportunity. There's been times where I was like, oh, my God, this is my last opportunity to make money. I have to chase the trade. I lose all my money. And then after a while, you just look at the chart and you're like, dang, why did I chase this short? Why did I chase this long? Why did just wait for the actual setup to present itself, right? But new traders, their hands get itchy. Like they just want to get active. They want to hit buy. They want to hit sell, right? They want to be excited. But there's a problem with that, right? Not every time you want to hit buy or sell because you're missing out on a move, it doesn't mean it's the best time to hit it. And specifically in this situation, we did see exactly what we wanted for the pullback, for the higher low and the higher high. Although we would have liked that to continue, still, that was pretty accurate, right? So anyway, anyone looking to actually learn how to trade consistently over time, take that. That's a lesson for you. No, not that you can't gamble on a long here, but you just never see me doing that. Or maybe you will see me do that one day, but I'll be sitting here be like, I'm going to gamble on a long. I'll probably get stopped out. I will have like zero confidence in it. But there you go. Oops. All right, let's see. Be the plumber. Shout out to Lucia. Buy high, sell low. That's what I like to do. I like to buy at the top, sell at the bottom, baby. Twin Peaks, anyone? Shout out to Servando Estrada. Twin Peaks, low-key, guys. This is funny. A lot of people are going to be surprised by this. Twin Peaks is me and Mrs. Candle's favorite place to go. And Mrs. Candle's loves it, too. Sometimes, like, I don't ever want to push to go to Twin Peaks because if you guys don't know what Twin Peaks is, it's kind of like Hooters. I don't ever want to push for it because, I mean, their food is really good. Their beer is ice cold. It's really good. It's a great place. It's great. Their food is really good. I swear. But I can never recommend it. But luckily, the food is so good, Mrs. Candles recommends it. So these are people always think it's funny. They're like, wow, Mrs. Candles, like you like going to Twin Peaks? Why do you bring Frankie Candles to Twin Peaks? She's like, I don't know. The food's good. The beer's cold. I don't know. But yeah. Frankie, you didn't do a bull moon short or a bear moon, a bull moon long or a bear moon short. Shout out to Base Bailey. Should we do that one day? Somebody let me know when we get the next signal. And I'll put in a long off the moon. I don't care. We'll see if it happens. And then maybe I'll become the moon channel. And we'll just talk about moon phases and we'll trade based off of it. I would do that for science. We'll do it for science, guys. Really good sandwiches and other food. Yeah, shout out to Tony D. Shout out to Ang. Says, trade something. Like right now? Enter a trade right now? I am holding trades. Shout out to Ang. If you're asking me to take a trade right this second, listen, scrub back and listen to what I just said. But yeah, if you guys are interested, here's the long. Holding this long position. My other one got stopped out at break even. This is a smaller position for me. Didn't move my stop loss to break even. Stayed in the trade. Up about 1,400 on this one. And then I'm also holding my short position still over on Femex. I do not have this one open, but that is up. I got like $3,500 locked in. I think it's like $2,500 unrealized. Yeah, Tony definitely goes there for food. Sometimes me and Tony go there too. Mrs. Candles be like, you went there without me? She's not like, you were going to look at girls. She's like, you went there without me? I love their raps. But anyway. Shout out to K Diggity. He said, yeah, Frankie, take a trade now. I would also like to take a trade. Up or down? I don't know. Let's flip a coin. Maybe we'll do that. One coin flip trade. I mean, if there's no setup. I mean, if I had like a nice setup here, we could take it. But we're just not. Last trade I did take was this short position for the premium Discord. We got the nice 30-minute bearish divergences. Exactly what we were looking for. We got the drop down. We just didn't get the fill of the profile. Still wound up playing out for a nice little 2% move, though. But yeah, maybe we can catch like a 1 second SFP. We should just start trading 1 second SFPs. Told Mrs. Candles, honey, I went long. Let me read this first. She rolled her eyes and said, You always do when I just went short. Shout out to high moments. Tony D said, let's hit Dave's tonight. Oh, shout out to Tony D. Dave's Hot Chicken, baby. That place is good. Adam and Steve reversal. What is it? Adam, Steve. Let's see. I'm a wolf. I'm a wolf. I would watch the Moon Channel. Shout out to Wolf of Crypto. Yeah, he would just be howling at the screen constantly. But yeah, guys, those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts on Bitcoin. Those are my thoughts on Ethereum, Tau, Bitcoin dominance, Solana. But yeah, we do have to get into some giveaways here. I'll let the weekend price action kind of wiggle itself around here and see if we can get a move here. I just hope that when we come back up here on Monday, we're not just still within this range. That would be brutal. This one's kind of been brutal, extra brutal, right? Because it's like, oh my God, exciting. Oh my God, exciting. And never mind. We're just going sideways. Unbelievable. Dave's hot chicken is hot right now. Shout out to Elite Crypto. I don't even really like super spicy stuff, but that hot chicken is fire. Shout out to Chiz. Says, Frankie, can I get a shout out? Please. You're a great lad. Shout out to Chiz. Or should I say, shout out to my lad, Chiz. What is going on, bro? Shout out to you. There you go. Shout outs on command. Shout outs on command. Send it. Free hats. All right, Tony D, let's go ahead and pull some giveaway winners here. It's Friday, baby. It's Friday. Let's give away some free money. This is now, we've been giving away money every week for 4 years here. It's like my favorite thing to do. Love tonight's stream. Shout out to Benny. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here. I think Tony D hears me. Did someone say hat giveaway? I'm bald. I need one. Shout out to Satoshi Stacker. Hopefully I never go bald. Should I do a hair reveal right now, guys? My hair's probably crazy. I should get a haircut this weekend. Should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it? What's going on with this stuff? It's never as bad as I think. It's never as bad as I think. I always just think it's going to be crazy, the hat hair. Not too bad right now. But I hope I never go bald, guys. I will say my hairline, my forehead is growing year by year. I am 33 now, and my hairline is, my forehead is growing. It doesn't look like that, but if, it is growing, guys. My forehead's getting bigger over time. I can't complain. I do have a lot of hair at 33. But if I ever went bald, guys, I have a ugly head. My head is like an amoeba. I could not be bald. I see bald guys, and they're like, some people are self-conscious about being bald. I'm like, dude, you look cool. If I was bald, I would look like a frog. Shout out to Kyle. I think he meant to say I'd rock a hat every day. Guys, these hats are also proven to increase your profitability by 250%, at least. Just kidding. Not financial advice. I can't falsely advertise. You can also buy them, guys. If you want to buy a hat, head over to FrankieCandlesTrading.com. Or just hang out in the live streams. Eventually, you'll get one. We hope. Creighton C, number 1 here in the chat. Let's go. It says, nope, only one free hat. And no baldies allowed. It's mine. Touch blue, make it true. Shout out to Creighton C. Come on, baby, come on. Frog, yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, you guys ever see Frogooty online? Like, people have Frogooty? Does anybody know that? That cracks me up every time. Me and Mrs. Candles love Frogooty. But my head would have Frogooty in the back. I would just have, like, a little Frogooty back there. If you don't know what Frogooty is, I don't know. Google it look it up on TikTok or something. Shout out to Tyler Durden, said 250% up or down. Tyler, I'm not at liberty to share that. You'll have to find out. Of course it's up. Shout out to Tyler. Let's go. Shout out to BTC Bill gifting the 10 Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Thank you for doing that, bro. Shout out to BTC Bill. Come on. Getting those memberships in the chat. Do you prefer white hair or bald? Shout out to Rat Girl. I would have to, personally for me, I would have to take the white hair. I'm telling you right now, I cannot be bald. If I have to go bald, I will never take a hat off. I promise you guys. Maybe if Bitcoin ever goes to 0, I will shave my head and show my head Frogooty live. Tony D said super chats. 10x USDT bags. And how many hats? I don't know. I don't think we have hats today, Tony. I don't believe we hit any of the like goals, unfortunately. But we do still have the 10 bags of USDT. I think it's just USDT. Mods, correct me if I'm wrong, please. But I do believe it is 10 bags of USDT, baby. Catch the Mafia on Monday. Got to go. Did I win something? Shout out to Servando Estrada. Well, we're about to find out. I'm just going to search for Servando. Shout out to the winners. You got a free bag of USDT. Shout out to Numbers Guy. Shout out to Rudy. Yo, let's go. Shout out to Rudy. Satoshi Stacker. McKay. Senator Biscuits. Because I can bump it, or Koozie can, as I like to call him. Sean. Creighton C. Yo, Creighton C won. Let's go. NK Diggity and Crypto Paisa. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Creighton C. Hey, you're getting the USDT. Maybe you could use that to buy the hat. It's not a hat giveaway, but wow, that's funny. Creighton C demanded a win there, and he got it. That's crazy. Oh, he is number 1 in the chat. I wonder if that helps him get to the top of the list. Let's go. Satoshi Stacker wins. Let's go. Shout out to you, man. What did we need to do to enter? Shout out to Steve. You just got to be in chat. And you have to be subscribed to the channel. I didn't know that in the past. I just say you have to be in the chat. I did not know. Tony told me last weekend, I think. You actually have to be subscribed to the channel. And I was like, oh, man, I should have said that. That's a good stack of winners. Yeah, we got a bunch of OGs in there. I absolutely love it. X82. Winner, winner. Chicken dinner. What about No Pants Men? Shout out to Crypto Weirdo. What about No Pants Men? I don't know exactly what that means. I never wear pants on the live stream. I'm always naked from the shirt down on the live streams, guys. Socks and everything. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Anyway, guys, with all that being said, you got all the key levels here. I went over my plans, what I'll be expecting, just kind of gross price action here. But if you just tuned in, scrub back to the beginning of the stream, get all the sauce. We even looked at some altcoins as well. But we'll see if Bitcoin can get that 4-hour money flow to cross over into the green and continue up. And if not, that level to look at here, the lowest I would like to go is $105,717. Lose that, I'm very likely going to be looking down to $102,000. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Thank you guys so much for hanging out here till the end. Shout out to all the winners that got some free money today. We're just throwing away. We're just throwing away the money, baby, on the Frankie Candles live stream, as we do every single week. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I will be back here on Monday, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get the giveaways and get notified. Turn that notification bell on so you don't miss the urgent market updates or any of these daily live streams. I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a safe and good weekend. Please be safe. I want to see everybody back in here next week. That's all I got. Hasta pasta. Shout out to Theo Rodriguez McKay. Shout out to Infinite Team. Thank you for the super chats, brother. I appreciate you. Shout out to BTC Bill for gifting the membership. Shout out to Creighton for the super chats. Nick Dunn, Vegas Claw, Based Bailey, Rice Man. How much USDT is it? Shout out to Rice Man. I never knew how much the Cardano was. I don't physically send them out. I don't know how much USDT it is. I should probably check in on that. But anyway, guys, with all that being said, I'll see you next week. Same place, same time. You know the rest. Hasta pasta. Smash that like button on your way out. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong!
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working, I'm up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in mine, yeah.
Shout out to the music, guys. Real quick. Anyway, real quick, guys. I forgot. Almost over here on Blowfin, guys. We're running for a couple more days here for these bonuses. If you guys want to sign up with Blowfin using our link in the description down below, they are offering 50% off. 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 50 Bonus deposit funds. Obviously, you can't just sign up and withdraw the $100, but you can use it to trade and keep any profit that you make with that. You can look at it as a discount on your trades or free money to trade with, but there's only, I don't know how many spots are left. There is 100 on this one, so there's a decent amount of spots. Usually it's 50, but it's the 24th, so we got a few more days for this. For anybody that wants to get in there last minute, go ahead and check it out. And shout out to your Mike. Shout out to you, bro. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I'll see you all next week. Have a great weekend. I'm going to go look at my head frogooty right now, actually. Hasta pasta. Frank Candles out. Bing bong!
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out.